Hello, I have a haul today to show you from Walgreens, and it is mostly Jordana except for one item. And basically the reason I went in Walgreens in the first place is they're the only ones that carry Jordana except for Kmart, I think, and of course on the internet. And I was told about these 12-hour made to last eyeshadow pencils on a forum. I was looking for something like the NYX Milk Pencil to use underneath my eyeshadows as a white base, except the NYX one creases on me like crazy, and I was told that these are actually quite good and they last really well, and there's a matte white one just like Milk. And the matte white one is called 01 Eternal White, so I picked that up. And then I also picked up 04 Continuous Almond and 05 Pink Evermore. So these are the three that I got, and I will swatch them for you. So the white one is matte, the almond is a matte beige, like a very light beige color, and the pink one is a baby pink and it's pearly, and then also on top of the pearl it has shimmer, like silver shimmer in it. So here's what those look like swatched. And here they are blended. This is more accurate as to how they will appear on your eyes. And first impression, these are very smooth and creamy and they blend well. I'm wearing the white one today as a base underneath my eyeshadow, and it's lovely. It was really nice to apply. It's not like super opaque white, but it kind of is the way that it is, you know, blended out in my swatch here. So it does look quite white on your skin, but it does, you know, blend out and it's more sheer than, you know, when you initially put it on. And I don't have any other primer underneath this. I just have the pencil and then my eyeshadow on top. And I did my eyeshadow really early this morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and now I think it's like 3:30. So it's lasted a really long time. I just checked the way that my eyeshadow was doing before filming this video, and it was still going strong. It wasn't creased, but you can tell that it was fading in the crease. So it was, you know, within probably the next hour, I think the creasing will have started, but that's still a really long time. So this can be a base or a primer, and I'm really impressed at how it held up. And I also, and I did this right before this video, so I don't know how well it works in terms of lasting power, but I put it in my waterline, and so I like the way it looks, but I've only had it on for like 10 minutes, so I don't know how that's gonna hold up there, or if it's gonna end up irritating my eyes or not, because I do have a problem with things in my waterline kind of stinging my eyes a little. So I really like those pencils so far. And then I bought this Fabuliner liquid eyeliner. I figured since I'm trying Jordana for the first time, I might as well try a few products, especially because they're so cheap. The pencils were like $3.99, and I forget how much this was, but this is just a liquid eyeliner felt tip marker. And I haven't used this, but I'm not the biggest fan of how thick the little tip is. I mean, I know it doesn't look particularly thick, but the one I have now, I have one from Physicians Formula and I have one from Milani, and they both can draw like the finest, skinniest little line, and I really like that because I've been liking doing winged eyeliner lately, and I think this will be a little bit harder to do that with because it's not quite like, it is as pointy. It does have a fine little point, but the actual little point is not as long. Like on those other ones, it's kind of longer, if you know what I mean. So I shouldn't say anything though, because I haven't worn it, so I'll test it out and see how it works. Maybe it'll be, you know, just as easy to use, who knows. And I like how pigmented. It's super intense black, and it almost is like a little bit shiny. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't look matte. It doesn't have shimmer, but it's almost like that, I don't know, like leather or something in terms of the kind of gloss that it has. And then I got this mascara, the Best Lash Extreme Volumizing Mascara in black, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that everyone talks about. I know several people I watch on YouTube have mentioned loving this mascara, and so I thought that I would give it a try. Here's what that wand looks like. It's a little bit skinnier this way than typical mascara wands are, a little bit like longer bristles, but it's not the rubber kind of bristles, it's the regular ones. I do have that on today, but it's hard for me to really, you know, give any kind of review. I don't like to make up my mind on mascaras after the first time I use them because I feel like my opinion always changes. Like, I will not like a mascara and then it starts to kind of dry up and then I love it, or vice versa. So it's really hard to tell. I know that I don't hate it. Like, there are mascaras that I can just tell right off the bat, like I just hate them and they're going to be terrible no matter what, and this definitely isn't one of those. So it's either going to be just okay or I'm going to really love it. It's hard to tell without using it for, you know, a couple of weeks. But so far it's nice and it's not smudgy or anything like that. And my makeup's really been put to the test today because I've had it on for 7.5 hours, and I had like a play date. A bunch of my daughter's little friends and their moms came over, so we were outside. I have like a little inflatable pool that we were playing in, so I was hot and sweaty and I was getting splashed, and you know, it's been hours and hours. So my makeup is, you know, I'm really impressed with this pencil especially, but also with the mascara, that it hasn't, you know, smudged or anything like that. I mean, I didn't specifically get water on my face, but you know, I was around water, I guess, and I'm kind of really impressed the way everything's holding up so far. And lastly, I got this sponge. I already threw out the box, but this is the SOHO brand. I'm not sure if Walgreens is the only one that carries it. That's the only place I've seen it, and I actually wasn't planning on buying it, but I walked by and I saw this and I was like, oh, I feel like, you know, people have talked about these and people have liked these a lot. And I have a bunch of Beauty Blender dupes, but I don't have this one, so I thought I would try it. And I just noticed it has a little rip on it already. Can you see that? I don't know if it came like that or if I did something wrong. I haven't used it yet on my face. I just, I did put some water in it yesterday just to see kind of, I don't know how it felt, if it's wet. But it reminds me of something right in between the Beauty Blender and then the Beauty Blender dupes, because I have a bunch of dupes from TJ Maxx, and then I don't have a Beauty Blender, but I've definitely, you know, touched one and played with one in Sephora, so I know what it feels like. And the biggest difference is the Beauty Blender is very porous. It's like very light, and you know, there's just like more holes and bigger holes, so it's more squishy feeling, and the other ones feel a little bit more dense, and this one is actually right in between. It's not as dense as the dupes, but it's not like as fluffy and squishy as the Beauty Blender. It's kind of right in between, so I'm curious to see how it will work because I've never actually tried the Beauty Blender on my face, so we'll see if, you know, if my makeup goes on differently with this being a little bit more squishy and a little bit less dense. But that's what that looks like, and that's it for my haul. And this is my very first time trying Jordana products, by the way. I've never bought anything from this brand before, so far I'm impressed. I mean, they're so cheap and they work so good, especially these pencils. These pencils are amazing. I mean, $3.99 for a pencil that lasts so good. I just, wow, I might have to get more. So I like everything so far, and that's my little haul for you. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.